They looked her up and down. No heels, no jewelry, no assistant in tow. Just a black woman in a beige pantsuit, holding a coffee in quiet confidence. So the receptionist did what she thought was right. "Ma'am, deliveries go through the back. You'll need to wait outside." She didn't argue. She just smiled. Exactly 1 minute later, the boardroom lights cut off. Security entered. And every executive sitting at that table realized they'd just insulted the CEO. "Where are you watching from? Drop your city or country in the comments. We love seeing how far our stories travel. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss another powerful story that just might change the way you see the world." Amara stood outside the tall glass building, the wind brushing against her locks as she checked her watch. 8:29 a.m. Right on time. She had no entourage, no driver, just her tote bag and a cup of chai. She'd built everything from scratch, from selling handmade shea butter on street corners in Atlanta to creating one of the fastest-growing wellness brands in the Western Hemisphere. Investors laughed at her accent. Retailers rejected her packaging. One even told her to find a white spokesperson if she wanted shelf space. But Amara was patient, strategic, calculated. Now she was standing outside the headquarters of a company she just acquired, a conglomerate of overpriced spas and underpaid staff, plagued by lawsuits and a toxic culture. She was here to clean house. But they didn't know that yet. "Miss, you'll need to step outside," said a young white receptionist, barely 23, with acrylics longer than her resume. "This entrance is for corporate staff only." Amara blinked. "And where should I wait?" The girl smiled the kind of smile that comes with superiority wrapped in ignorance. "Outside. I'll call someone to come meet you later." People were walking in and out of the building, some nodding hello, some not even seeing her. She wasn't in their hierarchy yet, so she stepped outside and waited. 1 minute. That's all she gave them. Then she reached into her bag, pulled out her phone, and said calmly, "Roll the transition." Inside the building, chaos began. Elevator access was suspended. Wi-Fi shut down. A pre-scheduled meeting alert popped up on every executive screen. "Emergency town hall. All staff report to 12th floor boardroom immediately." They obeyed. They had no idea. When Amara walked back in, the receptionist gasped. 2 security officers flanked her sides, not because she needed protection, but because they were under new leadership. Her leadership. As she passed, the same receptionist stood up nervously. I didn't realize." Amara didn't even look at her. Neither did they. In the boardroom, 9 white men and 1 white woman sat nervously, whispering. They recognized her now, well, at least from her Forbes profile. The CFO stood, smoothing his tie. "Miss Okoye, we weren't expecting." Amara raised a hand. Silence fell. She walked to the head of the table, placed her cup down, and looked each of them dead in the eyes. "I bought this company because I saw potential. Not in this room, but in the janitors, the call center reps, the factory workers in Birmingham and Buffalo, the people you underpaid while giving yourselves bonuses." No one spoke. "I don't want your apologies. I don't need your justifications. What I need is space. For new leadership. For a new vision." "Wait," one of the board members began. "We can restructure, we can—" "You're right," Amara cut in. "We are restructuring." She tapped her phone. One by one, security handed each exec a red envelope. "You're all relieved of your duties. Effective immediately. HR has your severance. You'll be escorted out." The woman at the end of the table began to tear up. "You can't do this. We built this place." Amara's voice was steady. "No, you exploited it. I'm here to rebuild it." The room fell silent. For the first time, they saw her not just as a black woman in a beige suit, but as the storm they never saw coming. The elevator doors opened slowly as Amara descended from the 12th floor, no longer just a CEO on paper, but a woman who had taken full command of her new empire in less than 10 minutes. But she wasn't done. As she stepped into the lobby, every employee who had heard whispers of what just happened turned toward her. A hush fell over the room, thick with uncertainty and disbelief. Amara didn't slow her pace. She walked directly to the reception desk. The young receptionist was still seated, hands trembling over the keyboard, eyes glassy with fear. She stood up abruptly as Amara approached. Ma'am, I'm so sorry for earlier. I didn't realize. Amara placed her bag gently on the desk and leaned in, voice soft but firm. You didn't see me, and that's the problem. The girl's face flushed with shame. Will I be fired too? No, Amara said, straightening. You'll be retrained. But let this be your first lesson. Never judge someone's worth by what you assume they can afford or what they choose to wear. She turned to the crowd, now gathering in the lobby. Interns, custodians, front desk staff, even the cafeteria cooks. These were the people the old guard ignored. People like her, once upon a time. Can I have your attention for a minute? She asked, and somehow everyone leaned in like they'd been waiting their whole lives to be heard. My name is Amara Okoye. As of this morning, I am the new CEO of this company. I didn't come here to threaten your jobs. I came to protect them. There were small murmurs. Some looked at each other in disbelief. Others leaned forward with guarded hope. You've been working under a management that didn't value your voices, your ideas, or your dignity. That ends today. I didn't walk these halls to impress anyone. I walked them because I belong here, just like you do. A janitor near the back, an older black man with salt and pepper hair, nodded slowly and whispered, "About damn time." Amara smiled and continued. I know what it feels like to be dismissed, told to wait, told you're not executive material. I've been told my natural hair was unprofessional, that my accent was distracting, that my ideas were too urban. I've eaten rejection for breakfast, but I never stopped building. A young Latina assistant in the front row clapped. Then someone else joined. And soon, the lobby erupted into applause, not just for Amara, but for the shift they all felt coming. After the meeting, Amara headed to her new corner office, a glass-walled space that had once belonged to a man who tried to sue a single mother in HR for asking for equal pay. She closed the door and let herself exhale for the first time all morning. Her assistant, Marcus, stepped in moments later. Press is already asking questions. Words out. Good, she said, sipping the last of her chai. He handed her a folder. The staff list you asked for. People who haven't been promoted in years, but are still here every day, grinding. She opened it, flipping through the names. She paused at one. Sharon James. 15 years in shipping and never got a raise. Marcus nodded. She's basically been running the logistics floor. Set up a meeting with her, Amara said, and let's bring her up. It's time we start pulling talent from the bottom, not just the top. Later that week, Amara initiated what she called a listening table, a monthly session where anyone from the company, regardless of title, could sit at the boardroom table and pitch ideas, share grievances, or propose changes. The first one was standing room only. At one meeting, a young Nigerian-American IT intern proposed a data tracking software that would save the company over $400,000 a year. Under the old management, he'd have been told to stay in his lane. Under Amara, he was promoted to lead the rollout. Within 3 months, customer retention was up 27%, employee satisfaction hit an all-time high, and former clients who had left the company came back. Not for the old name, but for the new culture. But Amara didn't seek headlines. She sought healing, restoration, power, not to hoard it, but to distribute it. One day, while grabbing coffee in the break room, the receptionist from her first day approached her again, this time with confidence. I just want to say thank you for giving me a second chance. I started that bias training you recommended, and I've been learning a lot. Amara smiled. Growth always starts when you're willing to admit you got it wrong. The girl nodded, eyes soft. I won't make that mistake again. And neither would the company. Sometimes, the one you overlook is the one sent to rewrite the rules. Don't ever mistake humility for weakness. And don't ever let the color of someone's skin or the simplicity of their entrance fool you about the power they carry. Have you ever been underestimated? How did you rise above it? Tell us in the comments below. We read every single one. If this story moved you, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to be reminded of their worth. And hit the bell so you never miss another story that proves power isn't always loud, but it's always present.